whatever returns that gold has given in the recent history. Now, should people still diversify with gold in their portfolios because the uncertainty is not ending anytime soon?
Believe that gold will see a correction.
Whenever gold does well, the equities don't do well. But in the recent scenario, we've seen that equities and gold have particularly gone hand in hand, right?
In fact, real estate also are moving higher and being valued higher.
Right.
Do they have the sufficient application requirement and are they sustainable at these values?
So, do you think decarbonization could lead to a situation where silver could actually have a 5 to 10 year horizon where it gives the kind of returns that gold has given in the past? Hi, sir.
Hi.
Again, we are back with another episode, and today's topic is very much talked about gold versus silver. And there has been a lot of hype about gold in the last 1 to 2 years, and fairly so because gold has given people very good returns compared to equities. And from last, I think, 5 to 6 months, a lot of talk about silver has also started to happen. So we'll come to one by one to both of these, metals. Let's first talk about gold specifically. There are a lot of undercurrents and a lot of things that have been said about gold that a lot of central bank buying has been happening around gold, but people generally don't put that into the picture. They mostly what they think about is that uh, there is a demand for gold that is increasing, and that is why maybe the price is escalating. And especially in India, because gold is something which every household has. Nobody has as much as gold that we have in our Indian households. So, what do you make of the entire gold situation that has played out specifically in the last 1 or 2 years?
Which was what you spoke about was A, central banks buying gold,
Right.
and B, the Indian passion for gold and the price escalation.
Right.
So yes, central banks are buying gold. Central banks have bought gold consistently and have been accumulating it simply because the confidence in dollar has been reducing.
Right.
And they are looking, gold always historically has been the alternate currency for everything.
Right. So, yeah, just to make it clear to people that there is this natural phenomenon that happens whenever banks, or let's say these federal reserves of all the countries, when they feel there is a lot of uncertainties in the market or in the economy, they tend to pull up gold more in their reserves, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And why, sir? Why is the reason? Like, obviously, you mentioned that it is the unsaid global reserve currency, unsaid basically a reserve currency, so to speak.
Uh, See how it works is gold has been historically last maybe 5, 6 centuries even, or maybe earlier even, has been a store of value.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a easier store of value because it is supposed to be valued at a larger value, and I can carry this, I can hold it, I can save it, I can protect it, and carry my wealth in form of gold.
Right.
For every other currency which we are carrying, in fact, dollar also, when it started having its value, it was supposed to be a exchange instrument for the underlying gold.
Yes.
So gold carries its own value in a different perspective. Now the times have changed and the time will keep changing, and we move forward to crypto and we move forward to
Yeah.
maybe a component of gold, and the dilution of gold has been the heart of history and that will remain.
Right.
We made oil transaction as a gold.
Mm.
Whatever we have been doing has been happening. That is what we have witnessed in our lifetime. So I think that is to be seen. Comparatively, now like over last few years, how the gold has been moving, it was because the level of uncertainty was increasing, and when uncertainty was there, then the central banks were buying gold. Say up to $3,000, 3,100, $200 also it moved in that level, went from $2,000 level. So part of rise, substantial part of rise was because of that. But now moving up from $3,000 to $3,700 or $3,300 to $3,700 is not a demand for gold. It's a depreciation of dollar.
Right.
So dollar index moved down from 110 to 97, 98.
Mm. Right.
So, and gold we are evaluating in dollar terms.
Absolutely.
So we and other currencies, like if I have to convert it into Indian rupees, I'll convert it as a dollar, convert it into rupee, and value gold accordingly. So the gold prices have risen.
Right.
It is not primarily because of the central bank buying at these levels very aggressively
Mm.
in the current scenario.
Absolutely.
Is how I'll place it.
So then what will happen? Let's suppose whatever returns that gold has given in the recent history. Uh, Now, should people still diversify with gold in their portfolios? Because, like you said, the uncertainty is not ending anytime soon, right? Uncertainty related to geopolitical events that have happened. Now, a major debt crisis also looming. What is happening with tariffs and everything? US versus China versus India, right? So, it's very clear that we are living in uncertain times. We are not sure what can happen maybe 3 months or 6 months down the line. Then should even retail investors hold up to gold, or do you think it is already priced out?
I think it is fairly priced out.
Hmm.
There can be some movements for some trades because you can't always predict the last level.
Right.
So that is impossible, and I never want to say that I'll ever try to do that even. But I feel it is in a price territory. Is it well priced? It's overpriced. Is it something above the price which it deserves?
Right.
Uh, where can it be moved forward from here? A indefinite question.
So like you mentioned that you feel that gold is already priced out, and a lot of people that I see, and I'm talking about the typical Indian retail investors, because I've personally seen in my family, cousins, and everybody, they have packed up a lot of gold, right? And now they're at a situation because it has given very good returns. They are the thinking we either we should sell it or we should buy more. There is a because like you said, nobody can time the last high. Uh, but is there a situation where because the fundamental that is driving up the prices of gold is not the demand of gold, like you said, it is the central banks positioning that is happening, right? Then can gold prices see a correction? Because generally in like real estate, how we see that in India, real estate prices never go down, that they can stay stagnant. But can gold see a correction or a stagnation phase similar?
Believe that gold will see a correction.
Okay.
And although investors have started saving and investing in gold, even by formats like SIP,
Yeah, gold ETFs,
gold
gold
ETFs, doing
insurance.
SIPs and those and
Yeah,
all those things. So
yeah.
people have believed in gold simply because in recent past they have seen attractive returns.
Recency bias, you mean that
Yes,
that has been developing around gold.
yes, that is there. And although I don't think that there is much attraction left in gold from here, yes, there could be some upside, but uh, is it as strong as so that it can keep sustaining good returns for a longer duration? No, it cannot,
Understood.
is my belief. I'll rather go for the alternate similar, which is silver,
Hmm.
because it has its industrial impact, it has its demand, and for the way the world is migrating now,
Right,
from a semiconductor to a clean energy, silver has a critical role to play.
right.
For the world to be net zero in terms of the carbon generation or the utility,
Yeah.
I believe that silver has a very critical role to play.
Yeah, I think so. This is unlike another, let's say, sort of an asset class that people can see where actual demand is there
It's
compared
actual
to gold.
it's
Right,
actual demand, and
right,
silver has a large demand, and the supply is not as equivalent. So it has a higher probability of king going up, and I can also hold it as a store of value, although with not
right.
that convenience which I can hold
Gold. Yeah,
gold. But silver is a poor man's gold, is how I call it.
right.
And I believe that holding that asset for long-term savings, at least for next few years also,
Yeah.
I don't see a challenge that it will not generate returns. So personally, my preference will be I'll hold silver rather than gold, and I'll believe that saving in that instrument will be meaningful.
So, I was personally reading up what is happening specifically in the US uh, and all over the world also, that the next thing, even from the United Nations standpoint, is to go carbon neutral as much as possible.
Absolutely.
There are 2030 goals and there are other goals also, SDG goals. Uh, so, do you think decarbonization could lead to a situation where silver could actually have a 5 to 10 year horizon where, it gives the kind of returns that gold has given in the past?
The demand for silver is higher than the production or the mining which is being done.
Right.
More importantly, silver is a modern generation's high growth engine metal which is critically required.
Right.
For all my semiconductors, I require silver. For battery storage, I require silver. For even all the electric vehicles, I have a requirement for silver. So, with this critical application of silver, the demand is very high. And in semiconductors, the way the IT industry has been moving, it is going to escalate with a short supply. So, again, going back to my Basic economics are stick to demand and supply, and that is where
Right.
the value of silver will enhance.
Right.
So it has a much larger scope.
Yeah, I think what we always forget is that we forget to look at things from the standpoint of demand and supply. That the gold prices were also rising because the demand was from the central banks.
So stick to
Yeah,
basics always, at
yeah,
least evaluate it from that perspective. Valuations alone could be misleading, and perhaps you could see a larger correction in gold also.
right. Absolutely. I think that was a great sum up. I think the entire gold versus silver situation. But so there is one very pertinent question that I would like to ask in the case of gold specifically is that there is an correlation that we have always seen historically. And it's not, let's say, a 10-year correlation. It's a decades long correlation that we've seen that whenever gold does well, the equities don't do well. Or if equities do well, then the gold doesn't appreciate as much, right? But in the recent scenario, we've seen that equities and gold have particularly gone hand in hand, right?
In fact, real estate also.
Real estate also, yes. Real estate also,
I'll add to your points also that what you are asking in terms of all asset classes
right,
are moving higher and being valued higher.
right,
Do they have the sufficient application requirement and are they sustainable at these values? Consumption metals. They will have good requirement if they are linked with the industrial application or the industry's utilization or demand related to whatever applications are there. Other than that, everything else is a valuation story. Equities, if the company is making profit, it deserves the right pricing. I can justify the rate of return and I see high growth, I can understand the valuation. Some perceived valuation other than that is a demand and supply. A abnormal demand and supply will make it higher valued. And could there be some kind of play in that? Yes, there could be some kind of play. We'll have a couple of Jane Streets in the system.
hmm,
Similarly, in gold, is the valuation there? Yes, there was a demand, but because the central banks were not confident about how the dollar will be behaving and they were looking
right,
an alternate to dollar, then gold was the first stop. So that is where they have stuck up to.
right,
So we will have options, but can I justify everything because they have gone higher, so they are expected to continue going higher, or it is not there? And a valuation story cannot sustain for good. Actually, the balloon has been blown too high,
hmm,
and now it will have its own challenges also. We'll see it sooner than later.
right. So it's again boils down to the same story. Look at the fundamentals, the basic demand and supply, and the basic. Yes, absolutely right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much again.
My pleasure.
So, guys, what did you think of this podcast? Let us know in the comments because this is a very pertinent topic. A lot of you even commented that they wanted to know the movement of the gold prices and if silver could be a new potential asset class that you could invest in. So, I hope you got all the answers. If there are still any remaining questions, you can ask them in the comments and we'll try to cover them in the maybe in the next few episodes.